Alright. Who's ready for another stream? After only an entire month of hiatus. Actually, we're 4 days away from it being a full month. No. I'm sorry, my brain's still a little scrambled, and also I have music playing in the background that you guys can't hear. Either way, I'm back and at it again, purely to play Hooked on You, a Dead by Daylight dating sim. You guys don't know how long I've been waiting for this game to come out. My body is ready to romance these killers. And by these killers, I do mean Spirit. So let's get right into it. Before we get started, what shall we call you? Cassy, of course. Also, I did not do a sound check before I started the stream. But I think it looks good on my end, on the OBS sound. So just tell me if it's too loud or anything, guys, and I'll turn it down. It's loading. It's finally happening. Can't hear the game? Oh, okay. It is, in fact, making sound. It's making music. So let's fix that a little. Can you hear it now? But no music earlier. I just turned it up when, like, the birds came on. I'll try to turn it up even a little more as soon as I can get to some settings. But there's no music right now. It's just ocean sounds and birds. Cough, cough, cough. You wake up on the beach, soaking wet, salt water stinging the inside of your throat, as if you'd nearly drowned. Water falls from your mouth as you open it to gasp for air. You have no memory of how you got here. In fact, you can only remember your own name, but not where you came from, or a single fact about your life. What you do know is that, despite the outrageous beauty of the landscape around you, you feel incredibly sick to your stomach. Wow, really went down the wrong pipe, huh? You need a minute, or can I go on? Because I can give you a minute. We got plenty of time. Endless time, really. An eternity, if you catch my drift. Whoa, not now, Ocean. Sorry, Cassie. May I continue? Oh, so this is like a separate narrator, not my own inner thoughts. Please, go on. Okay, then. As I was... As I was saying... You look down at your feet, ankle deep in the crystal blue water of a newly arrived wave. As the water recedes back into the ocean, it reveals a grotesque discovery. Wait, are these the settings for the volume? There we go. Can you guys hear now? Can you hear it now, Spix? Can you hear it now? Yeah, is it too loud? Or is it good? It's pretty good. Okay, good. Let's hope there's no, like, jump scare noises. Reveals a grotesque discovery. Oh, shit. Maybe a tad loud. You're never happy, Spooks. A decomposing face stares up at you from beneath the sand. All you can do is vomit a string of dark bile, bugs, worms, and other ick. Questions race through your mind. Where are you? How did you get here? Who's behind this incredibly charming and well-spoken voice in your head? However, answers don't come easy. Your mind is completely blank. What will you do? Run, close your eyes, dig up that face. We're gonna dig it up. You brush the sand away from the half-buried human head embedded in the ground before you. There is no body, just this head. As you pick it up, flakes of skin fall to the ground. The jaw falls open, revealing a gold coin sitting on the rotting tongue of this poor dead soul. Getting your hands dirty, I see. I like that. You're a take charge type. You examine the gold coin briefly, happily distracted from what has otherwise been an extremely confusing morning. The sun beats down on you, drying your clothes. You check your pockets, but they're empty. Plenty of room for a gold coin, you suppose, and so you deposit it. Why, that's a nice coin you've got there. What if you were to spend it right now? Why not? Why not? Ah, shit, I skipped the line down. I'm guessing that said, I'm Dwight, and I'm Claudette. We'll take that. Claudette quickly relieves you of your gold coin and tosses it to Dwight, who bites down on it like an old-timey prospector before handing it back to her. How did the cat get in my room? Spooks, you were supposed to kick her out. And this is for you. Oh, that looks good, actually. Claudette presents you with a tropical drink. When you take a sip, you find that it's incredible. Money well spent in your estimation. But I gotta ask, could somebody maybe design the next one of these dating sims to be all-inclusive? Really take some of the fun out of the fantasy vacation to be watching your wallet the entire time. I'm gonna thank them for the drink, because I'd drink it in this situation. Thanks for the drink. It's quite delicious. You're welcome. Did someone just thank us? Go with it, Dwight. It's normal to be thanked for doing a good job. Trust me on this one. Aw, poor retail workers. Or I guess customer service? Food service? Your mind doesn't have a chance to linger any longer on your current situation, so you feel something soft bump into your foot. It's a ball. When you look down, you find a volleyball sitting in the sand there next to you. You stare down, frozen. A voice calls out from behind you. Little help, please? You turn around, and when you see what's waiting for you, your jaw just about hits the ground. Oh no, she's hot! Eh. Oh, okay, that's a beauty. She's so cute. Eh. Four gorgeous monsters stand halfway between you and a well-tended volleyball court. Each of them oozes with undead energy, a magical aura reaching out and penetrating you via your eyes. Your heart begins to race. Curiosity, fear, desire. You can't help but stare at these casually dressed. Let's call them killers. I don't know, not to be judgmental, but that's just the energy they put out there. So many competing feelings rush through your mind at once that you are completely paralyzed. Hello? There are weird days. And then there's this. All you can do is look down at the ball and back up at the monstrous lineup of, well, literal monsters. Sexy-ass monsters, though. What do you do? Let's toss it back. You bend down and grab the ball. It's warm from sitting in the sand on this beautiful day. When you give the ball a toss, it arcs beautifully through the air and lands right in the Huntress's hands. Not bad, stranger. Huntress's muscles ripple as she grips it in her hand. You look her up and down and consider what it might be like to be held tightly in those strong arms. Warm, perhaps. Maybe a little sweaty, but that's okay. It's natural. Try hard much? Black. They're speaking directly to you, but you still can't bring yourself to reply. You're entranced. When you snap out of it, you realize everyone has gone back to the volleyball court. Alone again, you look across the beach. These strange residents who casually bat a volleyball back and forth, happily ignoring your intrusion onto their private beach. Should you be frightened? Worried? Excited? I did refer to them as killers, not to give too much away. But at the same time, damn, they are looking very appealing in their own way, and nobody so much as lifted a blood-soaked finger in your direction. Don't be scared, Cassie. You were made for this. Music is a bop, hell yeah. So I'll just jam out to the music for a second. Well, geez, if the spooky ocean voice says not to be scared, I'm sure it's all gonna work out. With no good reason not to, you decide to head over and see what happens next. Seems like you've derailed the volleyball game just by showing up. You derailed the game just by showing up, nitwit. Didn't even mean to use the emote. Twitch just kind of did that. Twitch is weird. And I guess you're also a nitwit. Looks like it's best just go with what Trapper says when he says it. That's a policy I hold for pretty much anyone who always seems to have fresh blood on their hands. Hey, don't worry about it. It's all just a game. Existence, that is. Besides, you seem a lot more interesting than a silly game. What's your deal? What brings you here? You mean they're here to do more than distract from my total domination? That was right. That sigh means he was done with the game too. Either that or he saw a butterfly or something. Look, I don't care why this slack-jawed moron is here. I just want to know, can I kill them or not? Do it. You know you can't. At least, not yet. Oh yeah, not yet. Hey Cassie, you might want to, you know, say something. Actually, never mind. There'll be plenty of time for that soon enough. Right now, this group has some questions for you. But be warned, answer quickly and answer well. It's a timed quiz, and it will be very important later. Very important. Or not important in any way whatsoever. Probably that one. Can't remember. How attractive would you say you are? Very. I'd say I'm very attractive. I mean, have you guys seen me? That's what you think very attractive is? Compared to this? I'm gonna be honest with you, homeboy. You are the least desirable out of this entire group. Trapper flexes and his muscles are so tight you can practically see the blood running through his veins. Blech. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? Yes, I'm deciding he's British. Flight. Flight for sure. Technically, I suppose I can fly. Honestly, it's not all that it's cracked up to be. As far as I go, I'm still not where I want to be. I was about to ask why British, and it's because if I'm gonna do a Russian accent for the Huntress, I need to do an accent for at least one of the boys. You know, make it fair. Make it even. So I'm not just doing an accent for one. What was your best subject in school? History. Fun fact, everyone, I'm a history minor. Like, I'm getting my minor in history. That's it. That's the fun fact. There you go. Cassie knows history, including a lot of witch history. History? Nice. It's important to know what came before, so that we are not doomed to repeat humanity's mistakes. I mean, we will anyways, but still. What's your favorite animal? Cat. It's technically a bunny, but cat. Because witch is familiar. What? Why is everyone looking at me? You think just because I'm the typical cute goth girl I have some specific love of all things cats? And more specifically, black cats? Well, I do, but you can all go to hell anyway. What's your favorite color? Blood red. Red. Some call it the color of love, but love is just another word for pain. What's your dream job? Nightclub promoter. I should have said not working, but he said to answer quick, and I'm taking that literally. Everyone groans, and let's be honest, they're right to do so. Luring folks into the dark. Not just anyone can do that. Best flavor of ice cream? Vanilla. Vanilla? My favorite flavor is paint! What does paint ice cream taste like? Quick question for everyone in the chat, which I think is spooks. Same. Same here. Mine is vanilla, swirled with pain. Nails, just, do you mean like metal nails or like human nails? think mint chip is the greatest flavor ever conceived myself. But enough about ice cream, am I right? Hold on a second, this reminds me. I am right! Always! It's a lesson you should learn before we go too much further. Do what I say if you want to survive. Pick mint chip. Metal, just a spoonful of them. You know, that's fair. But also mint chip isn't bad. We're teaching lessons now, narrator? You rascal. Kill or be killed is the rule on this island, even for faceless voices. Tell me, what's the best flavor of ice cream? Mint chip. The best flavor is mint chip! So obedient. I think you're gonna do just fine. Anywho, now that they know so much about you, I'm sure the group wants to start getting to know them. Wants you to start getting to know them. I'm Trapper. I pretty much run things around here. The smartest, richest, strongest person on this whole island. And the ugliest. I don't like losers. If you want to know what a loser is, say hello to Wraith. But I'm already talking to a loser. Hi, I'm Wraith. I'm nothing like everyone else. I like nice people and loathe big dumb idiots. Hey, what's up? I'm Spirit. I don't like most things. I don't really hate most things either. It's not worth my time. But the things I do hate, I really hate, you know? If they don't have the Wraith turn invisible, I'm gonna be disappointed. We can only hope. Hopefully he turns invisible when embarrassed. I think that'd be funny. Based on my personal observations, life is nothing but suffering. Society is a carefully calculated lie to keep everyone subservient to those in power. It's better to choose to just not take part. Jeez, it's like she was downright murdered by society. She hates it so much. Oh no, wait, I'm remembering Spirit's story now. That's almost exactly what happened. Hey, I'm Huntress. Don't let these bummers get you down. There's lots of fun to be had on this island, along with lots of love. Yeah, there is, if you know what I mean. Grow up. Grow a body. I've explained this 1,000 times. I'm dead, but I'm not a literal ghost. I just created a trail of fog. I'm not made of it. Whatever, fog body. That's not nice. He's not nice. You love it. Only sometimes. Oh, there's a little something going on between these two. Ew, really? That's disgusting. That's why she likes it. Don't speak for me. I also hate it. Stop speaking entirely, actually. For the first time ever, I agree with Wraith. Let's move on, otherwise they'll do this all day. Besides, if I know this crew, and I do, they'll want to show off soon enough. If we're done playing, let's do something else instead. Wow, for once I actually agree with the meathead. I say we go to my yacht. It's the massive boat docked nearby. Have to sneeze. Bless me. I'll give everyone a taste of true luxury and power. Wraith rolls his eyes. Don't mind him, he just hates fun and happiness. No, I hate the endless, desperate, soul-crushing pursuit of wealth, the way it's flaunted needlessly, and the cruelty it engenders. What about hanging out by the pool? I find the water calming, simple, beautiful. Hey, what about our volleyball game? We can exercise and have some fun as a group. Are you all serious? There's a perfectly good lounge to chill out at right here. I'm tired, and besides, I hate being in the sun. Where do you want to go? Anything for you, Spirit baby? Wait. Which one's technically... Oh, it's probably in order, so that's the yacht for Trapper. That's the pool for Wraith. That's staying with the game for Huntress. She's got an axe on her. She sure does, and that's kind of hot. That's Cilantro Spirit. Anything? Wait, no. That has to be the yacht, right? I think this is the lounge. Yes, okay. I gotta simp for the spirit, but they're making it hard. It'd be great to relax for a second at the lounge. To kick up your feet, look out over the ocean, and relax on your own terms. Who would want anything else? Dry, comfortable, enjoying a cool drink on a hot day. It's the best. I mean, what kind of fool? What kind of monster? What kind of mask-wearing psychopath would finally be granted a break from the constant grind of chasing and fighting to get ahead, and then choose to exert themselves in, quite frankly, any way whatsoever? Guys, I think I'm actually in love with her. Why am I the only one who gets it? It's time to stop living by their rules! I won't do it any longer! Yeah, we should probably give her a second to calm down. Guys, I'm in love. I have found love. Hold on! For just one moment! This is Dwight and Claudette, our activities coordinators. They're also the cooks, waiters, bartenders, janitors, and every other job. They're the only help remaining on the island. What happened to Jake and Meg? This place we call Murderer's Island. Cue dramatic musical flourish. Dun dun dun! None of the others survived. Survived the interview process, I mean. Hence why we shall heretofore refer to them. Oh! Thank you for the raid, Aurora! How are you doing? Ah, yes, Meg is busy with Wesker. Do you mean Nemo? Because that's just Nemo. Nemesis is spelled with an E. It's Neme. But thank you, Raiders! Refer to them as survivors with a capital S. These two have worked here a long time. So very long. I don't actually know how long it's been. Yo! Sorry. Anyway, I probably should let Dwight and Claudette do their mandated jobs. They sure look happy, but they're vibrating with a nervous energy that is starting to give me the creeps. We will now escort the group to the venue of your choosing. However, in the future we recommend waiting for us to present you with your options whenever possible. And don't just run off to various activities unsupervised. We don't have very much autonomy here. The least you can do is allow us to do our jobs. Ah, yes. Just like all customer-facing jobs. The most you can do is help us get off this island. Dwight! Yes, pardon me. Please follow us. Hey, narrator? Yes, something I can help you with? These two, Claudette and Dwight, did they just start to mention something about wanting to escape? Is escape an option? Should I be trying to escape? Escape? Them? Oh, no. I think you're mistaken. It seemed like Dwight was asking for help to get off this island, though. Oh, right, that. Yes, that's true, he was. But he just meant he wants to get to the other vacation island getaway. Couple miles south of here. It has much fancier accommodations than this island. It's one of those big corporate outfits, quite exclusive where all the famous celebrities hang out. Very luxurious. Doesn't quite have the charm that this island has, though. Trust me, you wouldn't want to go there. With all that money comes a lot of restrictions. This is where you belong. No, off you go. It's time for an activity. On this island, your decisions matter. Mostly, when I agree with them. Not like that other island. So what'll it be? I already chose. We're going to the lounge. I am simping for Spirit. Finally, freedom from the preposterous premise that the four of us would be engaged in some sort of thrilling 2-on-2 volleyball match. Spirit looks at you from beneath her gigantic sun hat. She takes a conspiratorial tone. I don't know whose idea volleyball was in the first place, but I hate them. I tried to feign a sprained ankle, but everyone already knows that I technically float above the ground, so nobody believed I was even putting any pressure on my joints in the first place. Then I tried to annoy everyone into not giving a crap, and when that didn't work, I tried whining, and when that didn't work, I threatened to kill every single person on this island! But turns out I'm not the first to toss those kinds of threats around on this island. Girl, your joints don't even touch. Good point. But we love her for it. So thanks, I guess, for getting it called off. Are we threatening to end each other again? Oh wait, that was Claudette, shit. Now it's Dwight who takes on a conspiratorial tone. She probably has good range in volleyball though. Oh, because you can just like disconnect your arm and like just phew. His eyes shifting as he slips into a loud whisper. Please, just make it quick. It's what you'll be saying when we get behind the bar to make you the drink of your dreams. Ah! Hilarious, right? Right, Dwight? Yeah, right. So what will you be having? Ooh. We have to quit the game, everyone. There is no pina colada. Guess we'll get a sangria. Something fruity, but refreshing. Hold the coconut rum. We really have to end this game. There's no coconut rum. A sangria, maybe? My pleasure. That sounds nice. I used to make drinks like that back home. Well, not we exactly. I watched someone drink a drink like that once. They looked happy. Now's your chance to be the one with the drink. What do you say? This is some sort of juice for a child? Are there children hiding about? No, it's for adults, the kind who like, tropical fun. Oh, I see. Hunters really seem to perk up at the idea of kids being around, and is bummed to hear that there aren't any, but I'm quite glad it's just grown-ups on this island, personally. Little ones should definitely not be exposed to this. Not my cup of tea, but okay, sure. We can still use it for a toast, yeah? To new adventures! To new friends! To, clink. Did you just say clink? No. Since we fulfilled your request, it's time for you to return the favor. I should have known there was a catch. Icebreaker time! I swear, had I known they'd pull this kind of faux enthusiastic community building crap, I'd have suggested we attempt to walk to the lowest point of the ocean before I ever set foot near this bar. You don't think it could be kind of fun? A little fun? Never mind, I hate it. This sucks. But it could be fine, or whatever you say. Has anyone seen my hat? Claudette got some hits. She sure do. I've literally never seen him in a hat. We must make small talk. I'm at least picking a topic before we end up being forced to do some lame improv game that nerds learn at their non-sports after-school activities that I definitely never did because I'm no nerd. Methinks a certain someone does protest too much. Sitting here on this beautiful sunny afternoon, warm sand beneath the cool fog beneath my severed feet. The topic I choose is books, novels, comics, fiction, or non. Reading is the only real escape from the inescapable horror of life. The escape into your own mind. A groan rolls through the crowd. Not a lot of readers here, I'd imagine. Based on that response, they were much more enthusiastic about drinking. She was actually a sports girl, wasn't she? She did like a sword fighting or something? I think so. She did like... It wasn't like her lore... Her tome story was that she beat some kids to death with like the wooden sword she had. Considering the situation we're in, seems an appropriate time to ask you. Cassie, what's your desert island book? The one book you'd bring with you if you were, well, on an island like this? Oh, and it has to be classic horror. For reasons that should be obvious. She means because this is an island of horror villains. And also those books are all in the public domain. Nothing too modern. Humanity has really gotten soft these past 100 years. So what's your favorite? So, I've never read a single one of these. A Frankenstein only answer. Yeah, sure. I didn't actually read it, but I've seen like 3 movie versions of Frankenstein. They've all been pretty good. You know, you can lie to make yourself look smarter. They're killers, not mind readers. Oh, that's a good one. Seeking knowledge but finding only death? Yeah, been there. Can't say that my experiments have been as successful, but, well, fingers crossed. And fire don't even get me started. Experiments? Crap. Not again, I swear every excuse you give him it's this talk about. Shut up. Did you just tell me to shut up? Sorry. Take it from me. This one likes to think he's the scientist, but he's actually the monster. Can't I be a little bit of both? Like I said, I haven't actually read it, but that sounds smart enough that I'd be willing to believe it's the true meaning of the story. Enough about these old stories that belong to someone else. It's time to make up some new stories of our own. Before you know what's going on, Huntress is waving an empty vodka bottle in the air, a devilish twinkle in her half-mask-covered eyes. Might I suggest something a little naughty? Let's all get in a circle and spin this bad boy. Where did he come from? Great idea. Trickster, isn't it a bit late to introduce a new character? I thought I was the one who gets to make the rules, so I'm not sure who I'm asking. But I wasn't ready for this. Well, hello. And who is this new fan in the waiting? Beat it, hack. I don't know. What's the harm in inviting one more person to join the circle for a game? Oh, I can't stay. I was just saying it's a great idea, while also teasing the secret trickster ending. I've got much better things to do than hang out here. I'm famous. Toodaloo. The rules are simple. First you spin, then you swap. Spin that is. But let's be clear, this ain't a peep show. We're here to have a good time, but in a classy way. All makeouts will happen out of view of the public eye. Real romantic-like. Yes, romance is the goal. So we'll all be waiting here in complete silence, trying to listen and use our imaginations while you make out on the other side of the bar. But not watching. Like adults. Romantic. Well-adjusted adults. Cassie, you're up! You grip the bottle in your hand. Put your fate in the hands of the empty bottle gods! Minigames consist of 2 parts. On top, a pointer which rotates in a clockwise direction. And on bottom, a target you're going to be pointing at. This here upcoming minigame is a special minigame, perfect for the less coordinated because there is no winning or losing. Well, not technically. Wherever the pointer stops, that's your result. I suppose if it doesn't stop where you want it to, that's a bit like losing, but no one has to know if you don't tell them. Okay, ready to play? Or would you like me to repeat that? Ready! Away we go! Spin the bottle and see who you're gonna smooch. This bottle's actually kind of fast. Fuck! You got Huntress! You two are meant to be... Psych! You have to spin multiple times to get your real result. First to get to 3 times is your true match. That's if we play hardcore spin the bottle on this here island. Now get your spin on. Wait, I have to press stop. Okay. You got Spirit! Fuck. Okay. Oh god, it's going kind of fast. Oh my god. Please, Spirit. Please, Spirit. Yes! You got Spirit. Spirit is your true match. Yes. Yes! Ooh! Just this morning, you were waking up on a strange beach, surrounded by strangers with murderous intent. Now, you're looking across the beach towel at Spirit, lust in her eyes, sweat glistening on her skin. Your heart races. You can feel your pulse pounding in your ears. Spirit takes you by the hand, and you sit face to face at a private section of the bar. She begins to reach for you, putting her hands on your shoulders. You're sweating, but not in the sexy way she is. You're sweating in the gross way you'd sweat at the interview for a job you're not even remotely qualified for. You don't know what to do. If you try and lock lips in this state, you might gross her out so completely that she'll never be able to look at you romantically again. Spirit, I have some bad news for you. I have something in my teeth, don't I? I think it might be seaweed. I have no idea how long I was in that ocean. Right? What a view. No, well, maybe. But that's not what I was going to say. It's not happening. Not now. Maybe not ever. They think I'm going to make out with some stranger just because a bottle told me to. They've got another thing coming, and so do you. Namely katana, into your heart, if you even try to make a move under such absurd circumstances. I wasn't gonna. Yeah, I know. You seem pretty harmless, and not at all that bad to kiss. If I were interested, which I'm not at this moment. Are we going to tell them we kissed? We are. I'm not above lying to get what I want. So about that thing about me not being that bad to kiss, was that a lie to get me to play along? If you want to know the truth, figure it out for yourself. But don't expect this life to just hand you gifts like me. All I was ever handed was pain and suffering. Treat me well, and I'll return the favor. Otherwise, try a different route and see what happens. I hate to break up such a passionate moment. That we only assume was passionate because we never spy on you constantly while you stay on silent. But dinner is being served right away, and we must insist that you join us. We wouldn't want anyone dying of starvation. When there are so many more interesting things to die from. They seem to switch off every sentence. Seems like the next activity is mealtime? How quaint. You're expecting what? Capture the flag? You know how complicated it is to run a game like that? Much more so than sitting and talking. You arrive at the cookout area to find an assortment of picnic tables scattered around. What were you expecting? Some kind of grand ho with a huge banquet table? This ain't some prestigious fantasy epic like you'd find on cable. Dwight and Claudette usher you to your seat, but there's very limited seating directly around you. And oh, great, terrific! It seems that everyone wants to sit next to you. Even better is that they don't want to sit next to certain other people either. To start, no one wants to sit next to Trapper. Meanwhile, he refuses to sit next to Wraith or Trickster. Oh yeah, Trickster is here! Surprised? Yeah, well, they don't call him expected stir? I'm sorry, even I get nervous around crowds of killers. And my whole shtick gets a little flustered. Hey there. You're looking good, Cassie. Real good. And we literally can't let Huntress and Trapper sit together. No, seriously, their arms are too big. They can't fit at the table if they sit side by side. Look at this, we can't even fit everyone on screen at the same time. You probably think it was an error, but it's not. It was completely intentional. Let that be a lesson to you. Every error you think you see is a choice. Got it? Okay, Dwight and Claudette are directing traffic. You sit on one side, the rest of them will sit opposite you. Huntress and Trapper can sit at the ends with their enormous sexy arms. Now that everyone is seated, we can begin dinner. Tonight's meal was prepared slowly and carefully with both love and hate for 12 hours over a spit. We hope you all enjoy. We really, really hope you do. Hey, you didn't actually tell us what you're serving. What are we eating? It's meat. seasoned with a specific number of special herbs and spices that we simply can't divulge. My favorite! Meat is good. Meat is murder. Which, you know, considering what you've been up to, who are you to get judgy now? I'm just sharing facts. And you need to murder something to eat its meat. So that's, like, technically true. Technically true is the best kind of true! Okay, enough yapping. Let's eat. Hey, Cassie. You thinking what I'm thinking? It's gonna be a person on that spit, right? Or several parts of overlapping people, perhaps. I haven't seen many pigs wearing palm tree button-down prints, you know? When you look closely at the spit, you spot what definitely appears to be scraps of fabric sandwiched between some layers of meat. I think I might be sick. Is there anything else to eat? This took 12 hours. And we do literally everything on this island. Actually, there's one thing you're not doing today. You're not carving up this delectable meal! Wow, he's right for a change. Because I am, with my broad axe. It's a perfect tool for easily chopping anything in twain. First, who says twain? Sometimes I swear it's like we're all from completely different historical eras. Second, I'll handle this with my cleaver. Fast, powerful, and clean. At least it's clean when the meat is cooked. No blood. Poor Dwight and Claudette. Wish I could date them. Why would I date them when I have the spirit? Ah, you two and your ridiculous bicep swinging contest. Enough! Grow up! Obviously, my gorgeous katana is the only option. Ovs. The hell it is! Oh, I'll show you both my katana and send you to actual hell if you like. Please stop. Please. I hate when we fight. Or talk. Or even when we look each other in the eye. I can do it. I have the skull of Azeroth. Great. Instead of slicing it up, you can club it to a second death. Hey, Cassie. I know this isn't what you want to eat, but hurry up and volunteer to carve up Felix. I mean, dinner. Otherwise, this will go on for hours. No hyperbole. They once argued over who had the most effective weapon for 72 straight hours. It doesn't matter which one does it. When they're all done, they will take even longer cleaning their weapon, all while examining the value in maintaining your tools. Despite being a bunch of cold-blooded killers, for some reason, they're always terrified of tetanus. Because they always clean the weapon after they hit someone. Hey, why don't you just let me carve up dinner? Splendid idea. We'd hate for it to get cold. He hated it when it got cold. He hated when it got cold. Here's a machete, freshly sharpened. Minigames consist of two parts. On top, a pointer which rotates in a clockwise direction. Bottom, a target you're going to be pointing at. Sometimes the target is immediately visible. Sometimes it's hidden until the pointer arrives. Press the spacebar to stop the pointer while over the target to win. Fail to land on the target and you will lose. To achieve a perfect success, land on the start of the target area, not the end. Okay, ready to play, or would you like me to repeat that? Ready! Away we go! Slice! Perfect! 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 Aw, shit. You missed completely! You missed! That was pretty good. I'd like to see what you could do with a less clumsy weapon. Yeah, I said it. Machetes are dumb. Dinner is finally served. For real. The sounds, especially coming from the masked killers while they eat, which involves lifting their masks and shoving food up behind them, are nasty. Huntress and Trapper are the only masked killers, and Huntress's mask is only like a quarter mask, so she can reach her mouth. Therefore, Trapper's the only one who'd have to shove it under, but even that has a mask, like a mouth hole. Spirit, meanwhile, doesn't even eat. She's the only one who seems to be really embracing... She's the only one who seems to really be embracing being dead. They're all dead, right? This is obviously hell. I mean, none of them cover their mouths. Exactly, Spooks! Exactly! Come on. We're still trying to be mysterious here. You think mystery comes easy? Claudette and Dwight aren't the only ones who've been working their asses off to make this night perfect. Well, at least they're lifting their masks. This is only 99% as disgusting as it could be if they just tried to mash stuff through there. Spirit, why aren't you hungry? The two best things about being dead is not having to eat. That's only one thing. Think about it, Cassie. Number 2 is no number 2. One less thing to think about in the afterlife. Even if I wanted to eat, I have no idea what would actually follow. You might have noticed, but I'm mostly just a bunch of dismembered body parts floating in a spectral form. Do you see how deep this cut on my abdomen is? I don't think my digestive tract connects anymore. Between the food and the behavior of the group, this might be the worst meal in history. But even worse is they're staring at you. You're not eating. They don't like that. I think they want an explanation why. What do you want to tell them? Look at the seagull! Wow! Did you ever see a seagull that big? I haven't. That's incredible. Anyway, what were we talking about? Lame misdirect. Yeah, she's right, Cassie. Pretty lame. Own who you are. Never compromise. Didn't you wash up on this island with no memory of who you are and how you got here? Yes, you did. Poor thing. You have no idea the last time you ate a real meal, and you've been standing in the sun. But the seagull... Uh-oh. He just made a lot of good points. I swear. You're beginning to feel lightheaded. It waved at me. Maybe you need to eat to survive here. Either that or someone poisoned you. No, wait, you haven't eaten, so you can't be poisoned. Whatever the answer, you're clearly about to pass out. Oh, hey, it's me again. Your friend, mentor, and guide. Narrator to the narrator. The ocean. Not sure how I feel about that characterization, but I'll allow it. I brought you here. It might be the only one who can help you now. There's only one thing you must do to survive. You have to figure out why you're really here. No one can tell you, not unless you follow the right path, or at least a right path. There's too many of those to count. Hopefully you pick at least one of them. Because there are even more wrong paths. Many of them lead to your demise. Others lead to something even worse. Starting scene's over and having to fast forward back to where you were. Am I right? For this place holds many secrets, even from itself. But the one that truly matters can only be learned if you answer the most important question. Why are you here? Why are you here? Answer that, and you'll learn the truth. The ultimate truth. Vague! Mysterious. Gotta give it to this ocean character. That's some quality early game storytelling. Hold on, I'm back. One more piece of advice. You've made many choices by now. Some of them I liked, some of them I did not. It's in your best interest to make more choices that I like. You wake up to find Spirit holding your limp body, gingerly pouring cool water into your mouth. Don't you just love the ocean at night? I do. Staring out over the vast darkness of the ocean really validates the feeling inside me that we're all truly insignificant and the only thing worth pursuing is revenge! I have to wonder, how could anyone believe anything else? You look out into the darkness of night and ponder her question. Well, it's a simple question. How could they? How could anyone not feel small and alone in the face of such massive nothingness? You've always been alone. Maybe it's Spirit's words, maybe it's the ocean, or maybe it's always been this way, but you suddenly feel connected to Spirit's words. I may not remember much about my life before, but there's one thing I know to be true. I've always been alone. And I always will be alone. Spirit has turned from looking at the ocean and is looking directly at you now. It's a funny idea, isn't it? Being alone. Together. It's the best we can hope for. Maybe. Or maybe it's too much to hope for. Maybe it's impossible to pretend we know anything. Is that just arrogance? Ugh, I was so dumb. So busy trying to please everyone and be the perfect student, the perfect employee, the perfect daughter. I didn't take care of myself. And now I'm all I got. Worst of all, I got distracted from my true purpose, my destiny, the purpose that was sitting inside me my whole life. Baby girl was crying. Okay, so this might sound a bit silly, but... Spirit looks around to see if there's anyone else on the beach. When she's convinced that it's only you two, she continues. There's a dragon that lives inside of me. I've always known, but I've tried to ignore it. When I couldn't ignore it, I tried to push it down. I'm so stupid! You're not stupid, that sounds badass! Right? But I didn't let it out. And then I, chop chop! Now that dragon is pretty much a one-track revenge beast. But enough about me. What's inside of you, stranger? No dragon, just a lot of fire. A raging inferno, in fact, begging to burn this whole place down if I let it out. Maybe I am the dragon. I'm sorry, but you're no dragon. And breathing fire? That's some Hobbit-type nonsense. In the best possible way, this music sounds like a sports game for the Wii. Shut up. I'm a descendant of a proud samurai. Our dragons are on a whole other level. Looks like there was only room for one dragon inside Spirit after all. Just as things are really heating up, you hear a flurry of... I just realized what they mean by one dragon inside a Spirit. Why is this game so horny? Just as things are really heating up, you hear a flurry of footsteps behind you, and you quickly spin around, ready to fend off whatever new dangers popped up on this strange island. Only to find that it's Dwight and Claudette sprinting across the beach, clipboards in hand, which they're waving in the air above their heads. It's very important that we stick to the itinerary and attend each event as scheduled. Playing sick for cute flirt points was not part of the evening's activities. That's strictly slotted in for after campfire story time. At this rate, we'll be late. Playing sick? No, I was... No time for excuses. Well, there is, but that's scheduled for after what comes after the flirting. Go, 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 go! Once everyone has gathered at the fire pit, Dwight and Claudette quickly make an announcement. We're not going to blame anyone in particular, but someone, and we're not going to say who, so don't worry, you, hasn't been sticking to the schedule. That means we're behind on time for evening activities. And we'll only have time for one person to share their special spooky nighttime story. Just one story? But story time is my favorite activity. This is a narrative-heavy experience. You're telling us that only one person gets to share? How will we decide who? Oh, great. We have to decide as a group? That never goes well. Whoever did this, step up now! I swear I won't be angry, I'll merely chop your head clean off! No fuss, no muss. Voice trembling, you realize this is probably it for you, but you embrace your fate. Sorry, everyone, I think they're talking about me. To be honest, I still don't understand how this whole schedule thing works. I guess I lost track of time while I was passed out? Been there before, even though it's taking some pressure off me, which is an absolute dream come true. Is it really fair to pick on the newbie? Seriously, has anything here ever happened on schedule even once? Damn it, Donald, if you try to flex that authority gimmick one more time, so help me. I'll snap your head off so quick that I'll drown you in his blood, Cynthia. Fuss and muss are back on. You two know I love to hack, slash, and slice. We all know you love to kill. It's almost all you talk about. Nobody named any names. Who even knows any names? Not us. I renounce my name. Who's Donald? Who's Dwight? Who even knows anymore? Call me nobody. Just like Odysseus. But we still gotta get started on story time, so... Cassie, who do you think should go? Ah, damn it, that's a name. Please, pick somebody quickly so that this tropical vacation doesn't turn into a bloodbath. Obviously, baby Spirit. I choose you, Spirit! Whoa, this entire experience has been carefully crafted to avoid an IP infringement lawsuit. Let's be careful with the catchphrases, will ya? Really? You want to hear from me? Spirit huffs and dramatically rolls her eyes as she gets to her feet in front of the campfire. Don't let her talk you out of it. She's great with ghost stories. I don't know where she gets it, but she comes up with the scariest stuff. Seriously disturbing, even to me. I literally pulled a guy's skull and spine out with my bare hands. Talk about bullshit stories. Everyone else is going to chit-chat. I guess I can just sit down and... Huntress's eyes go red behind her mask, and both Trapper and Wraith take their seats. They know when it's worth fighting, and when it's not. Ahem. Well, I hate to break it to you, but tonight's story isn't scary. It's romance. Too late now, though. I was selected, so I'm going to tell my story. Reading every line of dialogue from this game is ruining my throat. I can feel it. Taking a long hydration break to drink from the new tumbler I made with my cricket that's Cassy themed. I call it the prisoner's kiss. You notice the Huntress and Wraith are both sharing a giant tub of popcorn. Nobody offered you popcorn! It was a dark summer night. Warm rain seeped from the sky like blood from an old wound. Detective Hada, a celebrated investigator and renowned hostage negotiator, was called to the scene of a strange occurrence, unlike anything she had ever seen before. When she arrived, the scene was chaotic. Crowds had begun to gather. A dozen other officers were doing everything they could to keep curious onlookers away. But how could anyone resist wanting to know more? For there, in the middle of a busy market, had appeared a giant box. Strange, alien in its appearance, and massive in size. No one knew how it got there. Was it delivered? Built on site? In such a busy area, how could something like this just appear? A mystery, as if it were conjured by magic. But this was no illusion. The huge box was very real, and someone was trapped inside. Spirit pauses her story to look from face to face of each audience member. She has no expression, but you feel her vibrating with energy. She's in her element. Help me! Cried someone inside the box. It was a man, terrified, trapped, imprisoned, his voice trembling. By now, it was as if every detective in the city was there, looking the strange structure up and down, inspecting it on every side. It didn't make sense. There were no doors, no windows, no fasteners or seams. It was completely solid and much too heavy to move by hand. Solid, that is, except for a single small slit, just enough to see the bloodshot eyes of the prisoner trapped inside. I don't know what happened. I woke up, and here I was. I'm so scared. Please help me, cried the man, as if pleading for his life. No stranger to tense situations, Detective Hada confronted the man. She used her training to calm him and buy time for the other investigators. However, time did not bring clarity, only anxiety, as the night dragged on with no progress opening the box. And as the night grew longer, the seeping rain puddling on the ground, the man inside grew more desperate, more sad and lonely, more pathetic and in need of help. But Detective Hada was no help at all. Powerless to save him, guilt began to weigh on her like it never had before. "Don't let me die in here," the man begged. "Don't let me die alone." "Stay calm," instructed Detective Hada. "You're not alone. I'm here. Hell, half the town is here. We're all in this together, and we won't let this be the end of your story." Looking through that narrowest of passageways, Detective Hada watched her own reflection in the tear-filled eyes of this strange, sad prisoner. Together, they both wept in silence at the hopelessness of the moment. "Promise?" asked the man. "Promise that I'm not alone?" "Yes," she promised. "I do." A simple pledge. She felt an instant connection like she had never felt before. Not to her family, not to her friends, not to any of the other hostages she had worked so hard to free before. And so, when the man's eyes closed and backed away, it didn't scare Detective Hada, for she knew he would return. And he did, pressing his lips up to the narrow slit in this horrible puzzle box, repeating his question again, steam flowing from his mouth as he asked, "Promise? Promise that I'm not alone?" "Yes," she promised. "I do." And pressing her palm against the cold outside of the box, without truly knowing why, Detective Hada leaned forward and placed her own lips up to the opening, letting her breath creep into the strange structure, allowing her warm lips to fall on this man's. It was a gentle kiss, a moment of compassion. She could feel in this brief contact the beating of her heart, pulsing blood through every inch of her body, matched beat for beat in this soft touch. "Thank you," said the man, no trace of fear remaining in his voice. He backed away into the darkness, disappearing in a single moment of eerie calmness. "Get back!" yelled an officer, suddenly thrusting himself between Detective Hada and the box, breaking a silence that would soon be filled by a cacophony of whirring gears and clicking latches, a symphony of mechanical activity happening all at once. Something had triggered, as if an unseen lever pulled. The side of the giant box began to slide open. Detective Hada grabbed her flashlight tightly and pushed forward into the foggy interior of the giant box, her feet splashed in the puddled rainwater, her heart racing as she swept her light from side to side. And that's when her eyes landed on the man, or at least landed on what should have been him. There, in the corner of the box, was a pile of pieces, like parts of a doll, almost pulled apart, or perhaps that's just how Detective Hada had to think of him in that moment to survive. A collection of segments, limbs, pieces, disconnected from one another, cleanly severed and placed in a neat little pile. Atop that pile, a head, cold, pale, eyes open, lips an icy blue. Spirit stares at the fire, her own expression lifeless, her lips blue. Tears fall from her chin and soak into the sand at her feet. You're blown away by the story, and it's safe to say you're not alone. Everyone else is looking into the fire, or up at the sky, anywhere but at Spirit. It was you who chose her, you who initiated this harrowing tale. So sad, so creepy, so sensual? She really went into great detail when it came to describing that kiss. Too much detail, and now no one is sure how to act. Dwight and Claudette are staring daggers at you. You have to do something. Also, that is a good romance. A+. This game was supposed to be a lighthearted romp. Please, I said do something! Hug her. You stand, and without saying anything, approach Spirit, reaching your arms around her for a hug. Her robe, hovering in the air, begins to wrap itself around you and squeeze you into her. It's kind of like being hugged back, but also like being tied up. It's certainly not what you expected. Instinctively, you pull yourself away, but it's an awkward moment, and you nearly fall over into the fire. Spirit says nothing, just floats away without so much as a goodbye. You, meanwhile, realize everyone had just watched this truly strange interaction from the corners of their eyes. On that note, everyone decides it's time to take a break and split up for a little bit, so that they can all have a moment alone before bed. Everyone leaves and you're alone by the fire. The only thing you hear is the ocean slowly lapping against the shore. This is nice. A true moment of peace and tranquility. They'll last for all of 7 seconds because Trickster shows up and he's blaring his latest song. Hey baby, you look lonely. Mind if I join you? He doesn't wait for an answer. You know, I've been hearing from these guppies all day. If I want to hear something from but you want to hear something like a big fish from me, like me? I can speak, hold on. Something special those in charge of this island don't want you to hear? I am the ultimate catch on this island. The only lobster in an ocean of sardines. No one can give you what I can. You just have to find me. Come find me, baby. Trickster leaves. You're a bit confused about what to make of his cryptic clues, but you aren't going to get any time to yourself to think about them just yet. Spirit approaches you. You know, I was watching you while I told my story. I could tell it was having an effect on you. This fog that follows me around, I could feel you breathing heavily, taking me in. You and I are both absolutely flabbergasted at that piece of information. Legit, you learn something new every day, even when you're a narrator. You're doing it again. Right now. You need to calm down. You should come to the hot tub with me. Hubba hubba! Dipping in hot tubs with the Spirit. You've come a long way in a single day. I'm not saying you shouldn't follow her. An offer like that. Just don't forget our little talk. Hell yeah, hot tub with the Spirit! Hot tub with the Spirit! You and your storyteller friends slip into the water. It's just the right temperature for an evening dip. Plus, if some jealous shark comes along and manages to jump from the ocean into the pool, you're also pretty sure your killer companion can handle it. I just wanted to be totally clear. Even though that story bore some similarities to my life, it was not about me in any way, shape, or form. Not symbolically, not metaphorically, or any other ickily. I believe you completely. Sure, you were cut to pieces in your life, and so is the person in the story. A perfectly normal coincidence. Sure, you're on this island, trapped, one might say, in a most puzzling place. Also a completely regular coincidence. And sure, his lips were blue, and your lips were blue. Really? You'd call this blue? Searching for answers, hoping to find revenge! Okay, so the similarities stop there, I guess. Coincidences. Sorry, the coincidences. Get this through your head, whoever you are. Samurai blood runs through my veins. Or well, maybe it has coagulated by now. No need to sweat the details. Regardless, I'm a descendant of noble warriors. Thousands of years of training with bladed weapons preceded my entrance into this world. Do you know how many swords that is? A lot. You've got to figure that with that many sharp edges, a person is bound to get disconnected from a body part here and there. The truth is, and I wouldn't typically share this, so don't go blabbing about it, I dreamt that story, like watching a movie in my sleep, when I was just a little girl,
Years before my father sunk his blade into my skin. I've never been able to shake it.
That's a very adult story for a child to dream.
Do you believe me?
Yes. I know we've just met, but yes, I do believe you. The way you told that story, it clearly came from someplace deep.
Fool! Who taught you to trust a stranger? You're going to get hurt if you don't learn to take better care of yourself.
Now you've got me wondering, do I believe you if you believe her or not? And if I know everything, because trust me, I do know everything, don't I already know the answer to my own question about if I believe your answer to Spirit's question? Whoa. Ocean air got me tripping. Sorry, I didn't mean to distract us both. What's important is that a certain corpsey cutie floating in a cloud of magical mist might still be waiting for you to say the right thing and free her from her puzzle box. If you believe that she is the— God damn it, got me going again! Unfortunately, before you can follow this conundrum to what will surely be a mind-numbing cycle of your questions, you find a certain someone standing before you with a fresh towel, ready to dry you off. Sorry, kids, but it's time for bed.
I might be the youngest one here, but I'm no kid. I do, however, love being wrapped up in a fresh, clean towel. My mother used to help me wash my hair when I was young. She'd comb out all of the tangles, tie a ribbon around it before sending me on my way. I miss her.
You watch as the spirit stares off into the distance, her hand gripping into a tight fist. She doesn't notice you're watching her. At first. When she catches you, she turns away, roughly grabs a towel from Dwight, and then pushes him and Claudette aside as she floats off. You head over to the campfire. The heat is comforting on this chilly night. Looking into the crackling embers, you think about Spirit's story about the prisoner in the puzzle box. If you manage to escape this place, will you leave with your life? Or has it already been taken from you, and it's just a matter of time until you make a gruesome discovery? Before you can dwell too much on your fate, Claudette and Dwight arrive, their now familiar, creepy smile stretching from ear to ear. It's a bit menacing to see a smile like that lit by firelight. We must apologize for the accommodations. We weren't prepared for another guest, but we're going to make you comfortable or die trying. They hand over a pillow and blanket and welcome you to snuggle up by the fire. Perhaps the music will put you at ease? Just try to keep the volume to a minimum. Our other guests aren't the type you'll want to rob of their beauty sleep. Ready? Ready! Away we go! As you relax and look into the fire, the radio begins to fuzz and flicker. You examine it, and decide that you might try to adjust the dial and fix it. What? Let's see what's on this station. Oh, I can pick the music! Is there any music? There's no music. Okay. There we go. This is a little intense for sleeping.
Alright, let's talk about our community. For us, it means two major things. First of all, the community is you out there. It's you and everybody else, either playing the game or talking about the game or creating content relating to the game or being inspired
Matthew
by
Cote?
the game to write music or to make outfits. It's everybody that...
Okay, this is one that had no music. Guess turn it off. No matter how many things you listen to, you still can't sleep. You decide to ask one of the killers to spend a little more time with you until you're sleepier. Who would you like to summon to your side as you lay by the fire? Y'all know who I'm gonna pick! Spirit, are you around? I was wondering if I could get a little company. Spirit tells you her secret for falling asleep when she's feeling restless. I listen to flute music, dab on some essential oils, and steam my pores. Really? What? Even the dead like to relax. I don't really have any of those things around. Spirit reaches out and presents you with a unique item. It's a small comb, carved from bamboo. I guess you could hold on to this. It was a gift from my mother. I will want it back, though. And if you lose it, well... You'll get your revenge on me? If it's the last thing I do... Hair comb! Hair comb! Hair comb! Baby girl gave us a hair comb! You finally start to feel sleepy. Except, maybe this isn't really a sleepy feeling. Maybe you're paralyzed. You try to keep your eyes open, but you can't. Darkness overtakes you. The dark voice from earlier speaks to you again. It shouldn't still be as spooky by now that you've had a whole day of strange voices in your head. But this one is undeniably odd. The human body is made up of 60% water. Did you know that? Of course you did. Everyone knows that. Even amnesia video game protagonists. Well, guess what? Drink as much as you like. You'll never get to 100%. You hear me? Don't think I don't see what you're up to. You awake, suddenly to see someone looming over you. Huntress is rifling through your pockets! Oh, you're awake! I wasn't stealing from you. Merely trying to get to know you better from seeing what sort of trinkets you keep close. I saw you with the spirit right before bedtime. Look, I'm not saying I don't trust them. But, well, yes, I am saying that. I don't trust anyone I don't already have tied up. So I was making sure they didn't do anything fishy. And I was making sure you're not a soldier. Soldiers killed my father, you know. Well, I've got you. You should really consider spending some more time with me. I'm not scary. You're not? Not at all. I'm just a lost girl on a big island. I've been watching you since you got here, you know. Not in a creepy way. Huntress pauses for a long moment. All right, in a charmingly creepy way. I've noticed how fun-loving you seem. If you spend some time with me tomorrow, maybe I'll take you to this special place I found. It's all mine. None of the other killers have been able to find me there. It's quiet and isolated. Maybe I'll even show you how to make beef stroganoff. That all sounds very enticing. I'll let you get back to bed. It's been a long day. Shh. The Huntress places a gigantic hand on your forehead and your eyes flutter closed. Finally alone. For real this time. Maybe. You drift to sleep again. Hopefully you're not poisoned. Wait a second. Where are we? This isn't... Oh, jeez. It is. It's one of those reality show confessional rooms where all the contestants talk directly to the camera. Can you blame me for not getting along well with others? I mean, I haven't had a real conversation with anyone since I was a child. I take the fact that I haven't slaughtered the newcomer for the meat yet as a win. They look pretty tasty though, so who knows what'll happen tomorrow. Hey Dwight, do we have tarragon on this island? This is weird. I don't care enough to kill this person, but if anyone else wants to, I don't care enough to stop them. Might just have to kill Dwight to feel anything again. Yeah, today was fun. I don't want to get ahead of myself or really invest in something that might hurt me, so I don't know. Maybe we'll just see how it goes. Or maybe they'll realize I'm not the one for them. They seem pretty smart, so that's probably what will happen. Gotta learn to go easier on myself. Who can love me if I can't love myself? I know that everyone thinks of me as a beautiful, cold-blooded monster. I can't help it. Circulation just isn't my thing. I don't choose to be cold. This cute hat and robe, okay, those are a choice, sure. If someone were to come around and capture my heart, at least that beats being stabbed in it. Besides, if
I'm gonna get bloody revenge on a society that has used me and thrown me away. Maybe it wouldn't hurt to have a little help.
I love her. I don't love reading every single voice. You open your eyes. The sun is shining. There's not a cloud in the sky. That's a fucking lie. There's plenty of clouds. There and there and there and there and there and there and there. And you feel great. Totally well rested. You're not even suspicious of the fact that you fell asleep by the campfire but woke up several yards down the beach. Wait, are you on vacation? Was yesterday nothing more than a strange dream? No, not a dream. You really are here for another day. Why? You have no idea. You're obviously a weirdo. Speaking of weirdos, I see the rest of the gang is hanging out on the beach. This is definitely not a dream. I wouldn't rule out a nightmare just yet, though. At least they do make for a sexy bunch, no? And talk about sexy. Here comes Trickster carrying coffee. Morning, beautiful. Thought you might like a nice cup of joe to start this incredible day off right. Trickster seems suspiciously cheerful. I'm sure there's nothing nefarious behind his joyful demeanor, though. Everyone knows musicians are morning people. I also want to wish you luck. Today is an important one. My only regret is that I won't be a bigger part of it. Budgeting issues. Also, I am just swamped with engagements, especially on the other island. Trickster winks at you. If you want to ask him how to reach the other island, now is the time. Never mind, he left. Well, at least he brought me a cup of... No, wait, don't drink that! What the hell was that? They don't call him Trickster because he's good on a skateboard. He definitely didn't get that name because he brings people drinks so they can have a good morning. That was almost certainly not coffee, and I don't want anyone casually poisoning, imprisoning, and torturing you. Yeah. This is supposed to be a tropical paradise. The kind of place you give a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, 2 thumbs up review to. Not an eternal prison of pain. And please make sure to leave a review. It really helps with the algorithms. Just trust me. I'm looking out for you. So can we please move on? Hey, wait a second. How did a possibly omniscient, possibly unreliable narrator physically just knock that coffee out of your hand? This is not Parliament, and the floor does not recognize the ocean to speak out of turn at this moment. I need no recognition, for I am the ocean. I dominate the land. I submerge those who defy me and become their watery grave. Actually, speaking of graves, I would like to say something. Something of grave importance. Fine, go ahead. Even if this place is an eternal prison of pain, and I'm not saying it is, even a place of extreme horror can still receive a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, thumbs up review if it was crafted with love and/or that's the type of thing you're into. You know, the ocean is right. A lot of hard work goes into a place like this. You should really judge it on the artist's intent, and whenever possible, start from the mindset of giving them the benefit of the doubt. Constructing these elaborate simulations, vacations, is not easy to do. Sometimes there are some small bugs or inconsistencies. That's just the nature of the process. Perfection is overrated. The universe is filled with mysteries. We ought to celebrate those who venture to bare their souls as part of the creative process with the ultimate intent of making things for our enjoyment, not being overly critical of them. Are you two trying to sell me on this place actually being good? You don't have to say it like that, especially after I saved you from that poorly made cup of coffee. Sorry, we should have been here 5 minutes ago. They always do this on the second morning. Sad, really. Even if they do make some great points. Oh, sure, they make great points, I agree. Can we please move on? Yeah, of course. Apologies, Cassie. The last few minutes aside, have you been enjoying your time here on the island? Yes, I'm not suspicious there's no option. What an encouraging response! And we're so glad you're not suspicious. Hey Claudette, maybe Cassie isn't suspicious because they figured out what they're actually doing here? Zero chance! They're still clicking, even right now, to see how you'll respond. Hey, look at that! They don't know anything. Doesn't matter though, Cassie. We're so happy to hear you're having fun. I didn't say I was having fun.
We're all having fun, Cassie!
Do you hear us? We're all having fun!
We do need to ask you one more question, though. We all had to sign away our rights to say anything negative about this place. Would you please sign this non-disparagement agreement?
No. No, I will not say anything negative about this island. You have my word that I, Cassie, agree with the terms of this verbal contract. Perfect!
Delightful!
Excellent. Yes! Yes! Hey, Cassie, it's still totally cool if you have constructive feedback. The place to leave that is in the positive review, because we all know that nobody reads negative reviews of games, or resorts like this. Anyway, I see Dwight and Claudette have gone into a trance, and with the grumbling I hear from your belly, that can only mean one thing. Breakfast.
Perfect timing. Everyone rolls into the dining area to lard up those sexy little bellies with pancakes and bacon and...
So much for maintaining these beach bods. We're all half naked in a tropical paradise. Can we get some strawberries here? A yogurt? Magic powers will only get you so far. Even killers watch their sodium intake. You take your plate and sit down, thinking about yesterday and the whirlwinds of feelings you experienced. Danger, dread, disorientation. It was like going through puberty again, except all in one day on a beautiful and mysterious island. Looks like you're not the only one doing some introspection, though. Trapper stands up to talk about how his day went, in case anyone was wondering. Personally, I wasn't. I can't imagine you can make me any angrier today than you did yesterday, but I really hope you do. I really, really hope you do. Unrelated. Anyone see where I left my cleaver? Haha, just kidding. I always know where my cleaver is. Well, that was bizarre. Back to your breakfast. Nope. Now Hunter steps up to talk about her feelings. This island is treacherous. I don't know what the newcomer thinks they are doing here, but it certainly isn't helping any of us. Whoa! Huntress pretends to be all independent, but is she secretly kind of miffed you and her aren't getting along? Well, that surely must be it. No one else would weirdly stand up during breakfast, too. And just like that, here comes Spirit.
Did everyone sleep well? I did, or should I say I did not. I haven't slept in 20 years on account of the whole burning quest for familial revenge thing. Last night was no different. So in that case, it was exactly how it should be. Got a lot of reading done, though. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to go back to quietly resenting being trapped here with you all, while looking cute doing so.
Guessing Wraith has had enough time to work up the courage to speak in front of a group. Ah, perfect. There he is. Take us home, Wraith. Oh, hey. That was fun yesterday, huh? I mean, like, not too much fun. That would be weird, but like a good amount of fun. Now they're all looking at you expectantly. Wait, are you supposed to stand up and explain how yesterday made you feel? I think I need to process everything by myself. I'll see you all soon. Damn, what a power play. Keep on wanting more. You're getting good at this game, sexy, true-to-life experience. Shame you didn't get to eat any breakfast, but so be it. After breakfast, you head to the hot tub by yourself to clear your head. Yesterday was, in short, a lot. Before you get there, though, something catches your attention. You hear that? Who are you addressing? Me? Well, yeah, I guess. That is okay, right? You know, I might be pursuing a relationship with one of these 4 or 5 killers, but it feels like the person I'm getting to know the most is you, narrator. It's only okay in so much as it serves to illustrate that you've lost your mind, seeing as how I'm not real and all. Yeah, I heard it this time. I think it's coming from behind the pool shed. No, stick it in there. A little more, a little more. Oh, yeah, that's it. Yes.
How does that feel?
Intense.
Nice.
Yeah, that feels right.
What is happening? 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 want you to take that and put it right. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Just like that.
Exactly like that. I swear I had no idea these two even do
whatever it is they're doing. I'm afraid to look. Please say something so they know you're close by and can hear everything.
Oh wow! Look at this super cool bottle of Trickster brand suntan lotion someone left on a chair. Anyone know where I can buy some? Damn it!
Aw, come on, a little privacy, please. Dwight is panting and Claudette has a crazed look in her eyes.
Sorry, I didn't know how else to let you know I was here, and then I could hear you, well, you know. Now what? What do you think we were doing?
You were doing... I don't know exactly what you're doing, but it sounded like a... fun?
You think two people trying to find new ways to kill each other in a desperate search to make their own death permanent is fun?
Oops. We get 5 minutes to ourselves every day, and we spend it hoping if we stab each other in just the right spot, we won't get resurrected.
I've come to believe the key is finding the exact place we need to bleed out from, and I believe that place is our appendix. Why else would it be there?
Very smart. I love this game.
Makes sense to me. Did you actually think we were me and him? Dwight?
You don't have to laugh that hard. They get it. Have they considered beheading? I don't think they have. I think they're just stabbing. My life is a nightmare, and yet somehow it's never been worse than right now.
Let's go, lover boy. I noted all our entry wounds and our 5 minutes is up anyway. Good luck, Cassie. You're going to need it.
Thought you couldn't both do it. That'd be sad. Oh yeah. I feel like Dwight would kill Claudette, and then Claudette's like, ha, sucker, enjoy. And hey, if you figure out how to escape this island, please make sure your ghost tells us how. That was both a tragedy and a comedy. A cragmedy. Shut up. I like it. Anyway, where were we?
Oh yeah! You're heading to the hot tub by yourself to clear your head. Yesterday was, in short, a lot.
So far, today has been exhausting too. But you're dedicated to achieving a true, centered sense of calm. No drama, no bullshit, just soaking up sun in a heated pool. Today, you're on a date with you. Oh, I like that. I want to be on a date with me. Who would make the first move? And aside from that disturbing thought, all is going to plan until a shadow blocks your precious sun. Spiky tipped, like a palm tree is bending over to screw with you. But it's no tree at all, I bet it's Wraith. Oh, it's Trickster. Okay, babe. Breakfast was weird, huh? Everyone just getting up and announcing how they're feeling. What was this game's rating? I want to know the possibility of, you know. I didn't actually check the rating, but I know people were sad that they removed the horny stuff, so I don't think it's actually going to be that bad. What's that about? Some forced kind of check-in with the group? I don't like it. Fishy. Kinda lazy. Whatever, though. Breakfast is dumb. No one should eat before noon. Or after 4 p.m. Yeah, I do intermittent fasting. You've seen my abs, by the way. Maybe you can see them later at my private stage on the other island. You know, IP Island, where all the Hollywood celebs hang out. If you play your cards right, I could give you a private show. IP Island? Are you telling me Nemesis might be there? Nemesis. Okay, anyway, moving on. Catch you around. Mandy, my beloved. No, shut up. There's no Amanda. Only Nemesis. His abs are pretty amazing. You gotta give him that. And the blow-up bat. Threatening, but adorable. Makes for an interesting silhouette. Genius design. He's a psychopath, just like the rest of them. You don't gotta give him anything. And we're not the best friends. Just because we had a little talk about doing a little talking, it's not an open invitation to go smashing the fourth wall every 5 seconds. Okay, now that that guy is gone and we've got some ground rules established that we're definitely going to abide by, time to lay back,
take some deep, slow breaths and... Nope, another shadow.
These people will not leave you alone. Let's see who it is this time. Oh, it's Spirit. That checks out. You two have gotten pretty cozy.
We should get out of here. I know a place that brings a bit of welcome darkness to this tropical nightmare. Best of all, I'm the only one that seems to know about it, so we won't be bothered there. I don't even know why I'm telling you, really. It's my private spot, but I guess I've got a feeling that you'll appreciate it in the way that I do. Not like these other killers. They don't get me. But I'll get them! I will get them all! And I'll get my father too! And I'll punish him for what he did to my mother and me!
Spirit radiates a menacing aura, waving her sword around in the air as she threatens, well, the entire universe. It's scary and more than a little hot if you get turned on by menacing. Look, all this time on Murderer's Island has both got us a little confused about things. I'm choosing to lean into it. I'd suggest you do the same. You've seen her get mad, which is probably enough to scare you into compliance, but you've also seen that there's a more sensitive side hiding within her. Which one do you think will win out? You consider her offer, but before you can decide if you want to go off with Spirit, the Wraith interjects. Honestly, Spirit's great. She's the only one around here that doesn't totally get on my nerves. Guess you've got good taste, but I don't know. We could hang out and I could show you some cool stuff if you want, or forget I said anything. Tough choice. You weigh your options quickly, because you can only go on one date today and you don't want to be hacked to pieces for saying the wrong thing. It's always good to remember that these are all cold-blooded killers. But you know what they say, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. And then die a horrible, retching, writhing death after drinking it because the lemons were poisoned all along. Sorry, this island has really got me tilted. So who will it be? Obviously. I gotta go with Spirit.
You've made the correct decision. And know this, just because you picked me doesn't mean I'm going to slobber all over you like a dog, understand?
Well, of course
You still got a lot to prove to me. I want to believe our connection is real, but I've been hurt before. Literally, with a katana. A katana that I now wield in spectral form. You feel me? Because you will feel me if you try any of that macho trapper crap.
Yeah, I feel you. Before you ask Claudette and Dwight to clarify, I'll just let you know that yes, it is too late to change your answer now. You and the Spirit arrive at the coast, overlooking the Black Lighthouse. It's old and decrepit, but still impressive. There's something magnetic about it. You can see why Spirit would be drawn to such a place. You look Spirit up and down and notice that she's wearing all black, just like the lighthouse. I'm noticing a bit of a theme. Is black your favorite color?
Black isn't really a color at all. It's the absence of color. It's a void.
Like a black hole. Place that swallows light. A dying star. Damn, now that's dark. You're confident the Spirit will vibe with this, but Spirit doesn't really care for science fiction. Not the type with spaceships and lasers anyhow. She's much more into strange adventures that kick off right here on Earth. Earth, is that where we are? You wonder. The lapping waves on the shore of the coast set a romantic tone. The fog that surrounds Spirit everywhere she goes blends perfectly with the mist rolling over the rocky shoreline. She's at one with this place. And so are you. The peace doesn't last too long, however, as the lighthouse lets out an eerie howl, like a monster dying. A spiraling black light stretches out across the sky. Spirit has to yell at you just to be heard.
Oh yeah, it does that!
The light and sound recede and the two of you sit in silence. Spirit lays a towel down and pats on it gently. Clearly, she wants your company, so you oblige. When you do, she takes out some sunscreen and hands it to you. You're not exactly sure what to do. Is your an invitation to get in a little hands-on action? What else could it be? Thanks! Thanks! I forgot to bring my own when I lost my memory and fell into the ocean.
No problem. I figured as much.
Spirit turns away while you slather lotion all over your body.
You need any help reaching those difficult spots?
You see a hand floating around your back. Sure, why not?
Spirit's hand is ice cold, but she has a soft touch.
When she's done, she takes care of herself.
You watch as Spirit applies sunscreen to herself in the most unique way, by floating her own hand around her back to spread it on.
I feel like I might get angry if I ask her. But also, like, with saying nothing, just being comfortable silence, what if I ask about the shards of glass? I'm gonna ask about the shards of glass. So, if you don't mind, what's the deal with all those shards of glass sticking out from all over your body?
You really want to know? You're not creeped out by them?
Correct choice, babies! You're not creeped out, just nervous because you know the answer might be very personal.
But she's a person you want to get to know.
I was just thinking about what you must have gone through to end up like that. It had to have been horrible.
It was worse than death. At least death ends eventually. But I wouldn't want to forget it. It literally made me who I am right now. Truth is, I could pull all these bits of glass that are stuck in my flesh out right now if I wanted to. But I don't want to. Each shard is a reminder of what my father did to me, and what the world did to him. That's why I refuse to play the universe's game. I hate the idea that I'll be forced to succumb to pressure the way he did in the end. The way the fear and anger filled him up and then came bursting out. The way his misery flooded our home and drowned us all.
Yeesh.
It's hard not to think about revenge. The dragon inside me is doing to me what the world did to him. I have to fight it, even though it gives me strength. I must maintain control.
You're stronger than he ever was. I'm sure of it.
I appreciate that, Cassie. I suppose a little help isn't a bad thing. In life, in love, this world's a lot to endure alone. Maybe I could use a little assistance reaching my delicate toes for a bit of lotion. You know, having your body contorted into these vengeful poses really does a number on my joints.
It rubs the lotion on its skin. Okay, so she wants me to put lotion on her feet. Shit. What's the O for?
Well, I suppose that the lotion made it where it was supposed to be going, eventually. You weren't too incredibly wasteful. I'm not a woman who believes in rushing through things just to get them done. If there is a next time, I'm sure you'll do even better.
You look up at the lighthouse, its ominous dark form hovering above this moment between Spirit and yourself. More of an ooh? Ooh for like touching her feet, because I'm not into that. Evil as it clearly is. In this case, it does you a solid by blurting out another ominous moan and burst of black light that rescues you from this awkward silence. Oh shit, it's a pirate ship. From seemingly out of nowhere, getting handsy with her feet. No, thank you. From seemingly out of nowhere, an ancient-looking ship appears in the water. It glows, itself a thing of death, spirit of a ship that once sailed these seas, centuries ago. A tattered black flag whips in the ocean air above the ship as it careens toward the shore, before crashing on the rocks. It must have been drawn in by the lighthouse. You hear the distant shouting of sailors as the old wooden ghost ship breaks up and sinks into the water. Oh, right, it does that sometimes too. Should we, do something? Nah, the sharks will take care of it. Within a minute, the ocean is quiet again except for the waves. Note to self, hungry sharks. These time-traveling pirates, or whatever they are, you're half sure you saw one of those skulls and crossbones flags, aren't the only ones drawn here today. It's Wraith! He has emerged from the palm trees behind you. I didn't come here to break up your date or something. I came here for that! Wraith points to the lighthouse. It is indifferent to his attention. I've been seeing it in my dreams, shining its strange light on me. I can't avoid it. Through woods and walls, nothing seems to stop it from reaching out to me. Duh, it's a haunted lighthouse. It does that to everyone at some point. You're no more special than me, those dead pirates, or that mermaid I saw washed up on shore that one time. Ew. Mermaids, by the way, aren't even close to as beautiful in person as they are in movies. More sea witch than underwater princess, if you get my drift. It's all part of a vast conspiracy, an epic river of lies that runs beneath the island. Or something. I'm pretty sure I figured it out. The basics, anyhow. If you come with me, You can get cut! Spirit waves her katana, nearly trimming a couple buttons off of Wraith's tropical talk. He takes the hint and backs away a few steps slowly. For the quiet guy, he never really shuts up. Okay, be that way. You'll see. Alone at last, tension broken, deathly moans quiet, and Wraith vanished back to wherever he hangs out. You scooch closer to Spirit, breathing in the damp, foggy air that seems to emanate from her. It's not quite clear how that whole fog thing works, but you don't even care. You're feeling this moment. Spirit seems to be feeling it too. She starts to adjust her robe and get a peek at the bathing suit beneath. For someone who seems intent on proving how little she cares about what everyone else thinks, she puts a lot of work into getting into that suit. It's got straps for days. However, you're so focused on what's happening with the Spirit, you don't see the next interruption coming. And Claudette and Dwight burst in on you and interrupt whatever you're doing. It doesn't seem like they were worried they'd bump into much. We're here to make a very dramatic announcement. Well, technically, we're here to invite you to join us back at the beach, where we'll be making a very dramatic announcement. It's hard being the producers and the hosts. Aren't survivors supposed to work in groups of 4? When you arrive at the beach, you realize that you were set up. Despite promising an announcement, Dwight and Claudette simply stand quietly. This isn't at all what was promised. Wait a minute. There's no announcement here. But there is. A me. You got mud in your ears, friend. I told you to get lost. Don't you see? Lost is what I am, and so are you. But I know the way out. I've got a map back in my secret lair. Literally and figuratively. Yeah, I know the difference. That's why you should ditch Spirit and come spend the rest of the night with me instead. You've got a secret lair? Damn it! Who said anything about a secret lair? I've got an sap in my secret hair. There's a flap on my secret chair. Don't change the subject! Don't ask me what he's talking about. You're trying to make a mess of the first nice thing I've had in I don't know how long, because it's not even clear what year it is, but in a while! I'm not about to be ditched for the likes of you. It's not me messing things up. Like I keep trying to tell you, it's the dang island. I've come to accept a difficult truth. What's happening here? Well, I'm convinced that it's our fate. It's not anyone's decision. It's simply the way it will be. There's no use fighting it. What would you even know about fighting? All you know is hiding your spooky little secret hair and crying like a baby while ringing your bell. So don't tell me what I can and can't fight back against. I was born a fighter. Dragon lives inside me. I can't not fight, even when all I might want to do is hide. Don't you see this giant hat? It's a metaphor! If I do have a fate, my fate is to win every fight that comes my way. Got it? Folks! Oh, you hide. I've seen you hide. You do your phase walking routine. What do you call that? It's basically cloaking. And we all know that cloaking is a type of hiding. Folks, you cloak, I don't cloak. I'm not a cloaker. I phase walk out in the open. You just can't see me. You have no idea what they're talking about. But this sure sounds like some video game community forum thread. Minutia, if there's ever such a thing. Not that you know about that either. Sure doesn't seem like Dwight and Claudette are going to stop this, so it's on you. Ahem! Think I was brought here to make this choice, so I'm going to do that now. Did I choose? Spirit. I always choose Spirit. When it comes down to it, neither of these two seems easy to love. I mean, damn. Spirit literally has broken glass shards sticking out of her. But she has a certain charm to her gloom. And also, she's just a fucking cutie. Spirit and I were actually having a nice time. Besides, if it's my fate to end up on this island, well, to hell with fate, really. And don't take this the wrong way, Wraith, but the amount of awkwardness you pack into a single day, no wonder you're so skinny. All that second-guessing yourself must burn a lot of calories. My man has a sick pack. He's not skinny. No offense taken. Yeah, okay, it's true. It can be a little awkward, I guess, sometimes. Right, so I'm going to stick with Spirit. Spirit breathes a sigh of relief. I've got enough revenging to do without having to kill you and Wraith, too. Spirit walks you around a corner to show you something that she discovered in this place and knew was meant to be connected with her journey. A cherry tree. It's just a small sapling, but it has begun to sprout flowers. It doesn't make sense to see a cherry tree here, in this place. It also doesn't make sense to see a ghost in a black bathing suit, so you just accept it. As Spirit steps up to the tree, a cold breeze pulls some petals off, and they come cascading through the air around both of you. Do you know the meaning of the cherry blossom? They're beautiful, but also quite symbolic. Of course, like all good symbols, their meaning is pretty complicated. What do they mean to you? For many people, being among cherry blossoms is like being at a celebration of life. People travel great distances just to be near their vibrant beauty. However, as beautiful as they may be, they aren't magical. They're simply flowers. They quickly die and fade away. For this reason, they're also a symbol of the fleeting nature of life, of our fragile mortality. In a way, it's the specter of looming death that calls attention to this special moment. To see and appreciate life. How does that duality make you feel, Cassie? Unsure. Spirit's question isn't easy to answer. You want to impress her, but you also want to be true to yourself. The entire range of human experiences stretches out before you. You feel paralyzed by the different options available to you in this moment. And that's okay! It wasn't a simple question with a simple answer. Who knows if Spirit herself even has an answer in mind? However, it occurs to you, like the fallen blossoms wilting at your feet. This chance at connecting with the beautiful person in front of you might be fleeting. Is one of these answers the better choice? Or do you remain unsure? I hate that they give me like another chance to do it. Frustrated. You look to the tree and consider Spirit's question. You reflect on your own current predicament. Stranded here. No understanding of why. No control. The beauty of this island, the attention of such an interesting companion, should bring you joy, but comes at the price of being completely confused and hopeless. You look down and see a crumbling cherry blossom on the ground at your feet. You stare at it. Something begins to rage inside of you. Like a dragon. How can anyone find comfort, even for a moment, with death and decay looming on the horizon? Makes me so frustrated. It makes me so mad. I want to do something about it. I want to strike back against this shitty reality. Spirit lets you go off, staying calm despite your bubbling rage. She must know thoughts like this. Is that why she asked you? So that you'd see things from her point of view? I want to be alive! You feel connected to her at this moment, more than you have at any point before. You wonder, does she feel the same? Once this fallen cherry blossom represented the souls of samurai warriors.
those with noble characters, those who did not fear death, those who were killed in the greatest sacrifice to honor their emperor. Their lives were short, but their purpose gave them beauty. Those warriors saw death coming, but they never despaired. They stood and faced it. They held their swords and struck down their fear. But despite the samurai spirit that lives in me, my noble bloodline, my life has ended, but my death continues to stretch on. The cycle is frozen. This cherry tree, it's not real. Though its petals fall, they soon replenish. It's as if it were installed here by someone. You watch as Spirit chooses her words very carefully. By something with no respect for the balance of life and death!
We're sorry to interrupt.
You know we don't believe you, right?
Yep. But this time we've got a really good reason. And it has nothing to do with us being manipulated by an unseen force, because that's definitely not happening. Nobody accused you of that, but okay. We're just here to tell you it's time for dinner, silly.
Getting well, it's hot! Guess it's time to go or whatever. Thanks for spending some time with me today. I enjoyed it.
Me too. What a fun day you've been having. I can see it written all over your face. You're shining. That's not just the remaining anxious sweat from spending an afternoon courting a psycho killer. No, you really are feeling this whole romantic experience. Don't worry, I'll keep your dirty little secrets. But enough gentle ribbing, it's time to get back to business. All the, appetizing singles have arrived for dinner, including the trickster. Wraith is here too. We're not going to do the gag where we all cram them on the screen at the same time again, so just believe me, they're all here and they're just as sexy and demented as you remember them. With your love on the line, everyone's being very careful not to offend you by saying the wrong thing. Congrats, by the way, on getting this far. I'm as surprised as you are that these four are falling for you. No, not because of your personality, but because you just met them yesterday. However, since Huntress seems like the biggest long shot to end up holding onto your heart, she throws caution to the wind and speaks up. It's a pretty small consolation prize for being the least loved killer on Murder's Island, but hey, letting them have this one moment in the spotlight is the least we can do, and heaven knows they won't do any better than that. Since it seems like I'm going to be alone forever, I'm focusing on myself. I have hobbies of my own, you know? Besides stealing, kidnapping, and killing, cooking is my passion. I've lost my Russian accent. Tonight, we will be feasting on succulent squirrel appetizer, with roasted elk as the main, served with a side of mushrooms. Those mushrooms are probably poisonous. An elk, huh? More revenge for the elk that killed her mother? I'd a nickel for every revenge-obsessed killer on this island. I'd have some number of nickels, certainly more than a few. I personally hunted, killed, skinned, and prepped our meal. I even picked out the mushrooms myself. Oh, they're definitely poisonous. And cheesecake for dessert. What, not Russian enough? I'm not so one-dimensional, you know. Dinner will be served shortly, but certain power brokers would like to know about your day. Would you like to share your day with the rest of the group? You had an interesting day, that's for sure, but how will you describe it to the others? Say too much or too little and it could affect your standing with the group. Okay, but don't just sit there and saying nothing. Nothing is not an option. Be coy. It wasn't really a day, more like two people avoiding everyone else and choosing to be alone, but doing it in a relatively close proximity to each other. That's exactly right. Couldn't have not said anything of value better myself. Spirit is clearly happy with the way you portrayed your date. No surprise, she doesn't like people getting into her business. Dwight and Claudette bring out dinner. Everyone eats in silence. No one trusts anyone now, and they are all very tired. Oh wait, no, sorry, that's the dreary supernatural horror thriller set in Antarctica. Not a charming parody dating sim set in an undisclosed tropical paradise. Bony appetit! Don't you mean bone? No, almost everything we serve has a lot of bones in it, even the vegetables. Impossible to avoid on this island. Everyone eats without speaking. Tensions are rising, both of the sexual and deadly variety. When everyone finishes, Dwight and Claudette come back to clean up the table. They linger around you as they pick up your plate, take your napkin, and dust crumbs off the table. What would you like to say to the servants? Thank them. Your top-notch service is much appreciated. Everyone, if you would please be so kind as to follow us to the fire pit, we'd greatly appreciate it. We've been told something big is going to happen. Something that will change everything. You can go willingly or you can go unwillingly. You have no choice. Tough cookies. Did you have a choice on how you said that, dweeb? Yes, and I immediately regret how I did. Good. Something needs to change around here. Fire is rebirth. Fire illuminates the soul. I hope the fire isn't too smoky. Smoke hurts my eyes. I have pretty sensitive eyes. I'm also horribly afraid of it. The fire, I mean, not my eyes. Because of childhood trauma involving fire. And finally, everyone starts moving towards the fire pit, if only to get away from Wraith's complaining. Short break so I can pour more water. Is ready for some water pouring ASMR. I don't actually know if you could hear it, but if you did, you're welcome. You take a seat on a comfortable log, feeling the fire's heat against your skin. Wait for other killers to take their places, wondering who will want to tell the story this time. That's where the save button was. I thought it was gonna like eventually give me a save point, so I've just been going this whole time like, long time to go without a save point. You take a seat on a comfortable log, feeling the fire's heat against your skin, and wait for other killers to take their places, wondering who will want to tell the story this time. Will narrator tell a story? I bet they've got a stunningly creative mind. Hey, you think, are they allowed to simply place thoughts in my mind like this? Doesn't seem fair. Everyone makes their way in, but something unexpected happens. Nothing! Nothing happens! Something almost always seems to be happening here, so nothing is probably not a great sign. Oh, cool, and now everyone is looking at you. So, do something. Should I pick someone to tell a story? Or should we play charades? Boggle? Well, we were actually thinking, why don't you tell us a story? Wraith points a spine and skull staff thingamajig at you. You duck out of its way. You know what that thing can do. Probably shoots lasers. Try not to bore us. We're just very interested in you. Don't speak for me, Huntress. Now you can't tell if you're warm from the fire, or if it's your nerves heating up. I know that the fire is right here, but maybe if we stop talking about it all the time, we can start to pretend it's not here and doesn't, threaten to burn us all alive. He's not supposed to hear me. Get out of here, Wraith. Cass was about to make an important decision about telling a story or not. Hell yeah, story time! Sure, I'm game to tell a story. I hope it's a mystery. Okay. So what type of story do you want to tell? We, legally have to go with romance, right? From a legal standpoint. I'll tell a romantic story. About two lovers who take poison together and die foaming at the mouth. Or about two strong hunters who meet when they both try to bludgeon the same wily wolverine. Not quite. It's about my parents. They met at a party in college. He was hosting. She'd been dragged there by some friends. They couldn't have been more different, and yet, as the night went on, they were drawn to each other. She made fun of his taste in music, and he took an interest in her major, women's studies. They were married within 2 months. Bit soon to know if you can trust someone, don't you think? It's so sweet. Exactly. I learned a lot about love from them. If you know, you know. Some people don't need years to get acquainted with their partner. Love could spark from a mere look across the campfire. Now you've got their attention. Each killer is furiously attempting to catch your eye from across the fire pit. Except for Trickster, who has wandered over to the barn and is loudly playing his own music on headphones to drown you out. Okay, that was not a very good story. I don't mean to insult you, but it was actually quite bad. Sorry, but this narrator keeps it real. We can't just end there. So who else would you like to hear a story from tonight? You look from killer to killer, trying to decide who would be the most entertaining. Yeah, it's fair.
I suppose I could tell a story. I don't really want to, but anything I say is sure better than whatever you get out of anyone else in this group. Like all good stories, I stole this one from someone in the past who is dead now and can't do anything about it. It's called The Bride. Technically the fiancé. One winter, a young couple decided that next spring they should be married. The two were madly in love, could not wait for the snow to melt so they could join in matrimony and unite their souls for eternity. Per the latest bridal trends, they decided to have their wedding ceremony at the edge of the woods by a beautiful, shabby, chic farmhouse. Together, they spent months planning the details of the wedding. The two created invitations, figured out seating arrangements, and tasted 100 cakes before settling on the perfect one. They chose Lily Koi, by the way. So fancy. When it came time to figure out the decorations, however, the bride, the fiancé, I guess, since she wasn't actually married yet, wanted to take the lead and set the style. After all, her boyfriend had been wearing cargo shorts and open-toe sandals for pretty much their entire relationship, so he was definitely not to be trusted. Having decided on such a lovely, natural setting for the ceremony, the fiancée decided that she would create unique floral arrangements from the local wildflowers that surrounded the farmhouse. As soon as the sun rose on the first day of spring, she set off into the woods. Each day, she spent hours mapping out where the best blooms could be found, prepared to pick them herself the morning of the wedding, so that they'd be at the height of their freshness and beauty. Enamored with the incredible variety of flowers in the woods she surveyed, the bride, the fiancé, since they had not yet been married, became obsessed with knowing just how many there were, so that she could choose the absolute best. When the fateful morning of her big day finally came, the fiancé told her husband-to-be that she had one final errand before the wedding. Excited for the ceremony to come, she dressed in her beautiful white gown, set off into the woods to gather flowers. Treading carefully, she followed her route, selecting only the best stems and collecting them in a basket. However, when she came upon a once familiar clearing, something was not as she expected. Somehow, it was more beautiful now than it had ever been before, and just on the edge of her view was a new bush filled with blossoms so vibrant and colorful she became dizzy just looking at them. But the fiancé ignored her sudden spell and pressed ahead, scooping up flower after flower. And every time she did, she noticed just further ahead, and possibly even more beautiful blossoms. Carried by the sweet fragrance of spring air, the bride, the fiancé, crept farther and farther into the woods, until she turned a corner, stepped over a mossy fallen tree trunk, and realized she had been here before. But this wasn't the clearing she remembered, or at least, not how she remembered it. The flowers were suddenly overripe, decaying, falling from their stems in festering moldy piles on the floor. Where bees had been only flies now buzzed, where seen The scene of flowers had once intoxicated her. The odor of mildew now made her sick. She turned and looked back, but the path was dark. Into a shadowy glen she walked, and walked, and walked. That day, as guests gathered at the farmhouse, the fiancé was nowhere to be seen. Her friends, family, and love began to look for her, but to no avail. They searched the pasture, the tree line, and into the forest, but there were no beautiful wildflowers or young lovers to be seen. Just old dead trees, trampled vines, and moss-covered rocks. The fiancé stayed a fiancé for eternity, always wondering, looking for fresher blooms to clip, but never finding them. Distracted by a never-ending search for perfection, unable to see that you are loved for who you are, out there all alone. I thought it was beautiful and sad, just like someone we know. How was story time? A lot of people like to take pot shots at sequels, but I think every good story deserves a follow-up. When you think it's the end, the sequel is almost never as rewarding as the original. That's why I'm much more a fan of the episodic style of storytelling. Knowing it's a series takes a lot of pressure off any individual installment and builds a greater sense of community between the audience and creator. Tell me, Cassie, if you could delete any sequel from existence, what would it be? Don't answer that. We don't actually care. We're just here to make sure that we seamlessly move on to the next segment of the evening. God forbid my small talk get in the way of a romantic twilight moment. Wait, I'm gonna need you to shut your yap trap. You know that we need to get back to that thing we do whenever we're not on screen. Okay, you have fun tonight and try not to wink wink end up dead. Did you just say the words wink wink out loud? What kind of double entendre are you getting at with the end up dead thing? Dwight is physically incapable of winking, not since the accident. And you do know that all of these people are despicable criminals with legit double kill counts, right? Well, except for Spirit. She really doesn't belong here. She's strictly a victim, not a perpetrator. No wonder she's pissed. Oh, that was Dwight. I did the Claudette voice. Did I hear somebody trash-talking Spirit? Deal me in. What do you say we take this to the hot tub so I can soak this bod while I roast that ghost with some killer hot takes? Please, enough talk of burns, things that are lit or getting blazed. It's enough that these activities have to be set next to a literal fire. Must I be surrounded by figurative flames as well? What if we turned and ran as far away from this place as we could? Just you and me. On those spindly legs, you'd probably tire out before you got too far. If it's running away to someplace more secluded Cassie is after, they should obviously join me. Have you seen these legs? Pure power. Not that my walk speed really reflects my giant stature, but that's because I choose to move slowly for stealthy reasons. It's my own choice and it's completely logical. Why is everyone obsessed with comparing themselves to each other and creating drama? I'm so over all that. Don't you get it? Society wants to trick you into fighting with each other so that corporations can swoop in, sell you fake solutions to all your fabricated problems. I'll be sitting in the shade and drinking something locally sourced while thumbing through a public domain novella printed on recycled paper because I refuse to play their game anymore. It's like she's actively trying to be as unappealing as possible. Does it really turn anyone else on, or just me? Despite Trapper's insatiable appetite, it seems his attention, along with the attention of everyone else, is still on you, for the moment. You could, I don't know, just pick one of us, maybe, so we could all move on with our lives. Or, some special projects we might have going. You heard him. Who will it be? Who will you head off with for an evening activity? Just saying, you may not get a ton of chances to date around like this before your time on Murder's Island comes to a close. And no, I'm not satisfied with that name either. But this streaming reality TV show, dating TV show boom happening, it's pretty much all that wasn't taken. Which killer will you pick? And yes, we're back to excluding Trickster because, ugh, that guy.
I want to click around to see if something happens. I want to see if there's like a secret way to pick Trapper, but no. Or not Trapper, Trickster. So it's Spirit. Spirit?
Oh, you picked me. Yay. Sorry, that was rude of me. I despise phoniness, or I should be honest with you. You make for interesting company, and I love the idea of winning over these killers at all costs, even when I hate the game and the prize. But I had a long day. Floating, subverting expectations, grinding my teeth as I imagine sweet, sweet revenge. It takes a lot out of me. So don't stop bringing your A game, alright? It might seem like I hate everything, and getting to really know who I am is an impossible task not worth trying. But too bad. You won't know unless you search deep inside yourself and bring everything you've got. Or just say the exact right thing at the right time, melt my cold heart in an instant. I don't know the rules here any better than you do. See you at the bar, I guess.
I'm actually going to save here because that was a lot. I've done like almost 2 full days. It's been 2 hours. My throat's starting to kill me, if you can't tell. Thank you for joining me while I play Hooked on You, a Dead by Daylight dating sim. I really hope to play it again sometime. I'm loving it. It's funny. Hee hee. But until then, I'll see you next time. Actually, I should probably raid. Is anyone I know still streaming? Oh, Xeno's streaming. Let's go raid Xeno. Let's see. Raid Xeno photography. Oh, I spelled it wrong. This is what happens when you put your mic right in front of your keyboard. Alright. Let's go! And see you all next time. Bye!